Namaste, welcome to Geeta's Kitchen. Today we'll see some more Naivedyam or Prasadam recipes for Kartikeya Deepam festival. This is part 2 of the video. Part 1 I have already published on Tuesday. The next Naivedyam which we traditionally make is Adai. For this I have soaked 1 cup of raw rice and 1 cup of dal. In this 1 cup, you have half cup chana dal, 1/4 cup tur dal, 2 tablespoons urad dal and 2 tablespoons of moong dal. Now we will drain out the water. I had also soaked 4 red chilies along with the dals. So first we will grind the rice to a coarse paste. Then we will add the dals and chilies and grind everything together. Add very little water, don't add too much water. See, we have ground it into a coarse and thick batter. Now we can remove it into a bowl. Add a little bit water to remove all the rice and dal from it. Now add some salt to the batter. I am also adding a little bit of hing. Some people prefer not to add hing because it is Naivedyam. It depends on your family custom or tradition. If you want to add, if you don't want, you can omit it. Next, also 1 sprig of fresh curry leaves will add to this. Give everything a good mix together. Forgot to mention, when you soak the rice and dal, soak it for minimum 3 hours. Now after grinding the batter, leave it aside for about 2 hours and then we can make the adai. We are ready to make the adai now. Let's have a look at our batter. Give it a good mix. If required, you can add just a little bit of water. The batter should be slightly thicker than dosa batter. This is fine. Now heat a tawa. Check if your tawa is hot enough. Next, take a ladle of this batter and just spread it into a thick round. Make a hole in the center and add a spoon of oil all around it and also little bit in the center. When done on one side, gently lift it out and flip it over and again add a spoon of oil all around it. When it is well done on both the sides, remove it. Likewise, make with the remaining batter also. I remember my mother used to make vella adai, that is sweet adais also. So the preparation is the same, but instead of adding red chilies, she would add some jaggery and grind some of the batter with that. So we would have some sweet adais and also some spicy adais. You can do that too. It depends on your family tradition, what is the custom. When it is done on one side, carefully flip it over and cook the other side also. Now this is also done. We can remove this. So our Kartikeya adai, Naivedyam for Kartikeya Deepam is ready. And the next item is sweet appams. Now there are many methods. I have shown you instant appam, nahi appam. Today I am going to make with rice. So here I have soaked 1 cup of raw rice and along with that I have taken 1 tablespoon of urad dal. It has been soaking for about 3 hours now. Now drain out this water and we are going to grind this into a paste. Now for grinding the rice, we don't use water for grinding. Instead, you take half a cup of jaggery and dissolve it in a little bit water, and we'll use this for grinding the rice for the appam. To grind this rice and dal, so take it in a mixie jar. Now we'll use this to grind this rice and dal. When you add the jaggery syrup for grinding the batter, add only little at a time. Don't add all at a time, add little by little, and you should get the batter like a dosa batter consistency. This is the right appam batter. Some troubleshooting tips. In case you have added more of the jaggery syrup and your batter has become very thin, what to do? No problem at all. Just take some little bit of wheat flour or rice flour, 1 or 2 tablespoons, and mix it with it to get the required consistency. That's why it's always better to have a little extra syrup, so that even if the syrup remains, you can later on use it for something else or just add to your coffee or tea and have it. Now I'm adding some cardamom powder to this batter. We will just cover it and keep it aside for about 2 hours. See, the appam batter is also well set now. We are ready to make the appams. I am using an appam pan. Pour some ghee or oil in your molds as per your convenience. Pour spoonfuls of batter into the molds. Cook it on a low flame till done. After about 3 to 4 minutes, when it is done on one side, gently flip it over and cook on the other side too. Check if it is done. You can just see the batter should not stick to it. See, your skewer should come out clean. That way you can take out and remove it onto a plate. So with 1 cup of rice, we have got exactly 12 appams. There are a few stories associated with this festival. One story is that once Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu got into an argument over their supremacy, saying who is superior to the other. And then Lord Shiva then appeared as a very tall pillar of fire, and he said whoever is able to find either the top end or the bottom end of it is the superior one. So it is said Vishnu changed himself into a boar and dug deep into the earth, but however deep he went, he could not find the end of the fire. Similarly, Brahma changed himself into a swan and he flew high into the sky, and the higher he flew also, he could not find the top end of the fire. And as he was going, he saw a Thanampu, it is said, I will try to get the English name, the petal of a fragrant flower falling down from the sky. Then he asks that flower, where are you coming from? Have you seen the top of this pillar of fire of Shiva? She says, yes, I have been coming, but he says, I have been traveling for nearly 40,000 years. So Brahma then tells that flower petal, okay, you do one thing, you come along with me and we'll tell Shiva that we have seen the top end of this fire, and then I will be declared as the superior person. And this flower also agrees to bear false witness. So then Vishnu comes back and tells Shiva that it was not possible for him. But Brahma reports to Shiva that he actually saw the top end and this petal is the witness. And then Shiva knows that Brahma is not speaking the truth. And that is why they say this particular flower petal is not offered as an offering while doing puja to Shivji. And then both Vishnu and Brahma acknowledge the supremacy, and they pray to Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva is then changed himself into the form of this Arunachala hill. Arunachala itself means fire hill. Even today you will see people visiting this Arunachala hill. You must have heard of Ramana Maharishi also, a very famous sage who lived there, and they do the circumambulation of the hill, that is they go round the hill, especially on all full moon days, that is Paurnami days. Another legend is that Kartikeya was born as 6 small babies in the Saravana Poigai, that is in the pond, and it is on this day Mother Parvati joined all the 6 heads together with one body, and he came to be known as Shanmukha, Kartikeya, Muruga, the brother of Ganesha. So a baby with 6 faces or 6 heads. So people pray to Kartikeya or Shanmukha also on this day. The main concept is we pray to God by lighting these earthenware lamps to dispel the darkness, dispel our negativity, dispel our ignorance, and give us light. There is a particular shloka which is recited while lighting the lamp. Kita patanga mashaka cha vriksha jale sthale nivasanti jiva Drishtva pradipam na cha janma bhaja sukhina bhavantu shvapachahi vipra. The meaning of this shloka is, whichever living being, be it a small worm, a mosquito or a firefly, or even some being from the plant kingdom, beings which live on land, beings which live on water, any living being who sees this lamp on this particular Kartika Purnima day, may he be freed from this cycle of samsara, and may he be guided from darkness to light and released from the bondage of this samsara. Earlier in my videos over the past few years, I have given the complete details of how to keep these earthenware lamps ready and how we do the puja. Please refer to those videos if you are interested. Thank you for watching the video. Please subscribe to Geeta's Kitchen. We'll meet again with another interesting video from Geeta's Kitchen. Thank you.